Welcome to the Drop the Needle podcast, your backstage pass to the corporate jungle. I'm your host, Jim Allstott, and here, industry titans step up to the mic, sharing their epic journeys. We're hitting the high notes and the low notes of their careers, creating a symphony of success. This isn't just another interview show, it's where truth bombs are dropped and secrets are revealed. So grab your conductor's baton because who knows, this just might help you compose the next huge hit of your career. Are you ready? Let's go.
That's right.
Today's sponsor of the Drop the Needle podcast is AirSign Oils. AirSign Oils is a local woman-owned business offering skin-safe fragrance oils and incense in earthy, comforty scents you're sure to love. With 30-plus options like vanilla wood, coconut lemongrass, sage and chamomile, lavender lemon, and feng shui earth, you can use just a few drops right on your skin or add to an oil diffuser with water. Their small batch incense is made with just 2 ingredients for a slow 1-hour burn time that will have your home, workspace, or yard smelling amazing. Visit AirSign Oils on Etsy or follow them on Instagram at AirSign Oils to shop small and smell good. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Drop the Needle podcast. I am your host, Jim Allstott, and I'm so happy you all decided to join us. We have a friend of the show back with us today. As a matter of fact, it's our best friend of the show, and we have none other than the great, the magnificent, the inspirational Irene Doreste. Hey, but before we go too far, have you all decided that it's time to like, follow, and subscribe to the Drop the Needle podcast? Have you done that yet? Well, if not, you can do this by visiting www.dtnpodcast.podbean.com, where you'll be able to download the episodes on your favorite podcast platform. So, today, as I mentioned previously, we have a close friend of the show, the best friend of the show, the great, the magnificent, the inspirational, the irresistible Irene Doreste. Welcome, Irene.
Jim, it's so good to be back. Thank you for having me.
It seems like it's been forever.
What's
it been? One episode? I don't
It's a little jealous.
I don't know.
Like, wait a minute. Who's this?
I don't know. What the hell?
Talking about? I better tune in.
Do you not love me anymore? What's going on? Jeez.
No, it's always great to be back.
I'm glad you're here. As a matter of fact, I wanted to talk about some of the things that we'd actually gone over previously on the episodes so people can get a better understanding or a better feel for some of the stuff. Okay. And I want it to be basically where it all starts, and that's drilling down on the topic of intention and also grounding, because I think that that's that's a couple of terms that are used regularly, especially as we're talking about meditation and spirituality and all those other things. And quite honestly, it's easy to forget things. So I know for me, it's like I go to the store for milk and I get everything but milk and come home and it's like, oh shit, got to turn back around after I put the bags down, but whatever. So I want to talk about, and let's start it out, if you're cool with this, start it out with intention. And I guess, what does it mean when you set your intention or intentions?
Yeah. Well, first I just want to start off by saying, it's like, remember, we're all human, and when I first dove into spirituality and kind of was, really doing Reiki, integrated energy therapy, and reading, and just like totally enveloping myself in the world of that, it gets confusing, right? Because of all the terminology and all the, like you said, grounding and setting intentions and being open. I'm a clear and open channel. And you're like, what the heck is all this meaning? And, when I said back in the, my logical mind.
But don't get me started on that. You just went down some more things that I'm like, oh, no, shit. I didn't even. Okay.
Yeah, well, we can get to everything. So, you really have to just remember we're humans, right? We're souls living a human experience, and allow yourself to be human. It doesn't have to be perfect. And setting intentions is really your internal state of mind that you want to be having in the present moment. That's an intention, right? And it's very different from goal setting. So goal setting is they're very different because it's goals are external accomplishments that you want to achieve in the future, where intentions is the internal state, right? The internal state of mind that you want to be feeling in the present moment. So can you see the distinction between the two?
Yeah, but yes. And I guess as soon as you said that, I said to myself, I was like, I guess it depends on what your goal is. If your goal is not like flipping your lid over anything that happens today, yeah. But then it really isn't a goal. It's an intention, because just like you just said, that's an internal versus an external. So yeah, I just answered my own F up.
With goals, right? It's great to have goals, long-term goals, but it's external, right? It's the end game of what you want to get to. But the problem most people have with that is, procrastination, not getting it done, not showing up the way you wanted to, and then that adds the fear of success, fear of failure, all those pressures that we put on ourselves. So
that are external, right?
Tripped up with, setting those goals and what gets in the way of our goals, where intentions is how we want to feel by having that, by in the present moment. So I guess I can give you an example. Is like when you're setting an intention, you're creating a higher vibe, right? You're focusing less on the goal and the attachment to the outcome, right?
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So you're really just setting it out there and trusting that it's going to come to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, versus having to work for it to like really grind it out for a particular goal. Let's say I have a goal. I'm going to do 100, holy shit. I just got a thumbs up.
Yeah,
I guess I was on the right track. Somebody's saying, hey, you're like, I'm going to do 100 push-ups today, instead of grinding it out, you're saying, I guess what you're saying, I guess if I'm hearing it right, is when you set your intention, it is no matter what, this is what my intention is. So no matter what comes from this is my intention. I intend on X versus, okay, I've got to really work on this and I've got to do this and I've got to do this and I've got to do this. It's more of a, no matter what, everything, it's okay.
Exploration. It's like I'm setting the intention that, say, you want to do some speaking events, or say you want to make, 6 figures in the next quarter, or say you want to lose weight, right? Instead of saying to yourself, I want to lose 5 pounds by the end of the week, by the end of the month, or 10 pounds, whatever, your goal is, right? That's the goal.
Right.
And is, I want to feel healthier. I want to feel energized. I want to feel good in my, in my own skin. I want my clothes to feel right on my body, right? That's the intention.
Yeah.
How you want to feel in the present moment. The goals is your long-term goals.
So intention setting is essentially a conscious and deliberate act where you're going to identify and articulate what's genuinely important to you.
Yes.
Right. So your intentions are about your inner journey, not your outer journey, and how you want to experience that and experience life.
Right. So
okay.
When you say, like, what, I wanna, get on stage in front of, in front of 100 people, like, I want the confidence. I want the
right.
experience of being a well-spoken, speaker on whatever topic that you're speaking about. Or I'm going to get to go on the beach and I'm going to feel comfortable in my bathing suit in the sun and being not hiding under a cover up. I want to feel confident and strong, right? That's setting the intention. So I can, we can kind of work on it, because it gets a little, I just wanted to have the distinction between the two, is that goal setting is somewhere in the future, what you want to set.
Right. So the goal setting is about achieving a specific outcome.
Yes.
Rather than cultivating that mindset
Yes.
then, is what
And
you're saying.
when you're setting intentions, we don't know what we really want. We say what we want. But then when we get it, we're like, well, it wasn't exactly the way I thought it was. So when you're setting intentions, you're letting go of the outcome of how it's going to look. And you want to ask there's a great mantra that's called saying, I would like this or something better, right? I want to feel great
Right.
in my own skin or something better. So you're putting out to the universe that you trust that what you're going to put out there is going to come back to you. You see what I'm saying? So just like
Yeah, personal power. So it's your empowerment.
right, and you're in that space of trust. So just like I heard this example and I wish I could remember her name. It was a podcast that I was listening to, and she's like, just like when you order an Amazon.
Hold on a second. Another podcast.
I was listening. I wasn't on.
Yeah, no. You're a cheetah. And I'm not talking about the fast running cheetah. You're a cheetah. Okay, go ahead.
So there are other.
Sorry. You've been unfaithful to me.
It was my favorite, but whatever she was saying, and I'm gonna have to come back and we can cite her podcast because she was amazing. She was kind of saying like, when you have an Amazon package and you go on Amazon, you order the package, you pay for the package, and then you let it go, right? And then so you trust and know that
it's going to get there, right?
It's going to get there.
Right.
You're not sitting there tracking it every day saying, oh, where is it? Now it left the warehouse. Some people do, right? Oh, it left the warehouse. Oh, it's coming my way.
My kids do.
Right. So that's the difference of setting
especially
intention,
if it's cologne.
right? You just trust and know that it's going to come. So I'd like to teach you just a few steps to how to set intentions and how to get clear around it. And the first thing is getting clear on what you want, right? Getting clear on the intentions, because you have to be specific and you have to be very clear about what you're asking the universe, because the universe is meeting you halfway, right? You're putting it out there, like attracts like, right? We won't get
the
on
vibration, the frequency. Yep.
That vibration. If we're asking the universe when we're in lack and fear and worry and doubt, it's gonna show you more lack, fear, worry, and doubt, like we said in the last couple episodes. So you want to get really clear about your intentions and you want to be specific. I want to feel amazing in my body. I want to feel energized. I want to be able to hang with my kids and have the stamina to keep up with them. I want to, what I mean? I want to, the love of my life, or, I want a great, partner to do things with. So the first thing is getting really clear. And then you really want to focus on the feeling, right? How do you want to feel when, as you're asking for these things, instead of, like I said, not losing 5 pounds, that's the goal, but you want to feel lighter. You want to feel good in your skin. And then the second thing is to imagine. Now, I think we talked about this once, and I don't remember, and it was with you, so I'm not cheating on you. It was to start imagining and really feeling what it would feel like if you had it had come to fruition, like and you actually, like, almost like when we teach in Clarity Catalyst, like being childlike, right? And they were doing all these studies of the most creative people on the planet were these children, right? Because they were painting their Picassos and walking around their spines. Right? Life didn't get a hold of them yet. So have that childlike imagination, because when we get to be adults, we're told not to imagine, right? We've
been shit on enough that that goes away. Creativity and imagination.
Yeah. So we want to just imagine, first we have to see it in our mind and how it feels to be confident, to be standing on the stage, or to meeting your, ideal partner kind of thing. So and that's the second thing. So if you want to focus on the feeling, what feeling you want, and now we want to imagine feeling it, what it's like, daydream, and daydream,
that experience of it's actually happening right then and there,
and feel the joy and the excitement and the curiosity around that.
Cool.
Right? And then you want to, as you get clearer with the intention, you want to thank the universe or God or a higher power for bringing it to you. You always want to be in that place of gratitude. And this instills the trust, right? Like the Amazon
Right.
page. It instills the trust that I set my intentions. I'm clear about how I want to feel, and I'm gonna, put that out there. And now you're gonna trust and know it's gonna come to you because now you're meeting the universe halfway. You put it out, like rest and reset. Like put it out and go on and do your thing. Making sense
Right.
so far?
Yeah. So, those of you that are watching, I'm actually taking notes so I don't forget this, because I wasn't kidding when I said it's really easy with so many things, and especially if they're new things, right? If this is all new to you, write it down and then maybe put it on some Post-its or something like that around you when you go to start your day, or you do your meditation practice or something like that. Put some Post-its. Is it just a little friendly reminder that, hey, focus on the feelings, and then imagine the feeling of what my intention is actually happening right here and now. And then at the end of that thought, thanking God, spirit, whatever you choose, for giving you the strength or the clarity or the whatever it is that you need at that point in time. And not even need from a point of lack, but giving you the strength or direction and clarity to get to that goal. I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, because it's always about, remember, and we're all human, like I said, and how many times have I done that? I've asked my angels for something and I say thank you and be in gratitude, and then I forget to ask my message, and I'm like the gerbil on the hamster wheel. I'm like, oh, I got to go. I don't have time. So when you're,
Yeah, I know that feeling.
we are all human. I'm like, oh my God, we're doing it wrong, or we're not doing it
Right.
wrong, right? But there are some steps and tips that can help you remember to follow through, to focus on the feeling, imagine what it's like, stay in the gratitude, because when we're grateful for something, that just gets, grows, right? And we just get more things to be grateful for.
Sure. And I think that frequency is probably a lot higher too.
Yeah, right. So we want to say, and like I always say, not everyone could be love and light, but it's hard to like stay in that positivity and that. So
yeah.
you can set and what I love about intentions is you can set it as a daily intention. Every day when you get up, you can, sit at the side of the bed and say, I'm grateful that I woke up this morning. I'm grateful and curious to see what this day is going to bring. I'm open to what the universe has to show me today. You can start with those, little sayings or mantras just to get yourself in that, instead of like, oh my God, my back is killing me. Oh my God, I got up and I didn't sleep good last night. We already have that negative self-talk sometimes the second we wake up.
Right.
So when we sit on the edge of the bed, take a deep breath in and be like, oh, I'm excited about today. I have no idea where it's going to bring me, but I'm open and grateful for, just being alive.
So it sounds like to me, and tell me if I'm wrong here. So as we evolve or change, or what our intentions are, that evolution comes right along with it. So that those can change too, right? As we evolve, so do your intentions. Yeah. Because if you start to elevate, you're maybe looking for things that aren't necessarily so close to you. You know what I mean? In that,
right?
Oh, I want to be comfortable, instead of, I wish everybody. My intention is to make sure that others are comfortable around me and accepting of not only me but of themselves throughout the day. And you can do this by so many different things, compliments and what have you.
You're coming more from a loving, open heart,
right?
To evolve, because
that's the thing right there, right? That's it right there.
Yeah, and I think when you first start, which is totally fine. I want to make more money. I wanted the love of my life. I want, we want all these things, but
Right.
as you grow and evolve, and as the universe gives you back these things that, that you're putting out there, and you're raising your vibration, your heart is open, your intentions, you realize you need nothing. You know what I mean? You realize
Yeah.
that what's the love in your heart and the openness, and when you get rid of all that negativity and that baggage that we've been carrying around for so long, when now those layers finally, get peeled away, we're grateful for every day. We're grateful.
Right.
We don't have to surrender to what is. We just enjoy and appreciate what is, because we know that whatever happens in our lives, we're going to be able to survive, right?
Right.
Because we're more open, and we're not creating those stories anymore in our minds of what it means about me.
Right.
That's over.
So
And
that's more of a mindful approach to everything, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And that's what the clarity catalyst and all the
Yeah.
classes really uncover. So when you want to do transformation work and you want to do mindset training, that's the platform to start on, is because once you're done
Right.
with that, you start seeing how you've been showing up in the world, and then you realize the other side, and you're like, oh, okay, so intentions just are become fun rather than wants and needs, and you know what I mean?
Right into that pressing or pressure.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing with, like, even, and I don't know if we've ever mentioned Michael Singer's book, The Untethered Soul, on
Greatest.
this. I mean, holy
Greatest.
cow.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go.
What a
I
great book.
sitting right here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I also have Living Untethered.
I've got that too. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's
Yeah.
that Living Untethered is fantastic. It's a wonderful companion to The Untethered Soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And,
no, I love that. The roommate in your head, he
oh,
got me
yes.
right there. I'm like, there it is. Yeah, and
That fucker's
really,
obnoxious sometimes too. I'm gonna tell you.
try living with me.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, and that's part of this whole work that we do. And it's really just getting clear on who you are, and not listening to that voice in your head, and that you're in charge of how you want to show up in the world. And by setting your intentions every day is self-development, right? It's really helping yourself. It's not about getting that other person.
Right.
It's how you want to feel. And when you know that you're in charge of what goes on inside your heart and those feelings,
Your choice.
that.
Yeah.
No one external to you is ever going to create those feelings. That
No.
comes within. So that's where the phrase "as within, so without." So when you're feeling those feelings inside you, I feel confident, I feel energized, I feel happy. That's what you're going to attract back.
Right.
When we're swirling in the doom and gloom and worry and
the
doubt,
quagmire of crap.
right?
Yes.
That's what we get back. So we're co-creating our reality. So I want you to just remember. So we're going to focus on the feeling. We're going to imagine what it's going to
Right.
feel like. We're going to stay in gratitude. And the next step is where I kind of sometimes trip up. It's kind of hard. You can't just wish for it and wait for it to expect it to happen, right? This next step is you have to take inspired action. Okay, so this is the key of where we all let go, right? We're like, so intentions isn't just a wish and be like, okay, I put it out there. I feel amazing that that's going to happen. And I did it for about 3 minutes, and then I went off my merry way. And
Spirit's going to provide for me.
Yeah. Right, exactly. It's just going to show up, and that's amazing if you can do that. That's even better, right? But it's not just wish it and expect it to come.
Yeah.
It's now there has to be inspired action. So
I set my intention to win the lottery, and it didn't happen. Well, you didn't play.
Right. So
action is what you just said there, though, is very important, whether it be intention or goals, because if you have a goal and you don't have action to support that goal, it's just a dream.
Yeah. So here's the key. when you're inspired action is you don't want to get caught up in the goal setting again, because they say goal setting is like masculine energy, right? Doing, getting things done, being the hunters and the gatherers and the things. That's the masculine energy. Feminine energy is softer, right? And inspirational and more in flow. Right. So now, instead of just getting tripped up of inspired action, just goal setting, we want to incorporate being in flow with that. So what I mean by that is,
thank you.
Yeah. What I mean by that is, what is one thing I can do right now that's going to put my, my intention into gear? Right. So instead of saying by the end of the month or whatever, I'm going to,
right. Yeah, I got you.
7 podcasts. I'm going to do, do all these things.
Yeah.
What is one thing I can do right now today that can move me one step closer? And maybe that's, if I'm going to use the example of creating more podcasts, is that, you know what, I'm going to create a list of the people that I'm curious about maybe being on the show. It's attainable, right? It's inspiring. It gives you inspiration. It's
100%.
Attain. You're not going to be like, I can't, I didn't even write the list, right?
And so that's interesting that you said that, because that's exactly how I came about getting some of the guests, especially now, this left turn or right turn, whatever turn away from the original formatting or content to this was just like, okay, I want to do this, but how do I do it? And instead of thinking about it, it was just one small action step. And there's something I want to add to it. So there's going to be a guest that's coming up on the show. Her name is Lisa Dietlin, and Lisa's got an incredible story, but I wanted to tell you, she's got a book called The Power of 3, and it's 3 things that she can do today to help achieve that or support that intention. So it's supporting what you're saying right now with that one small thing, and it doesn't have to be monumental.
No.
If you want to run a marathon, you're not going to go out and run. Well, I don't even know what the hell it's something 0.2. What is it? 26.2 miles or some shit like that. That's crazy. Yeah.
And so that's going.
I get tired driving that far.
Yeah. Going back on setting the intention or inspired action is like, say, you know what, New Year's resolutions, and you're like, I'm going back to the gym, right? I'm going back to the gym. And with 7 days, how many people even get to there? First is, maybe I'll just take a walk and get out in nature. Maybe I'll just start moving my body. Maybe take a yoga class, not hit the, what is it, F45,
oh, yeah.
Right? You want to just, ease yourself into it. Take inspired action. Be like, you know what? Let me see what classes are available out in the, don't sign up for a 10-year membership.
Restorative.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the power.
Know where you're at, right?
Yeah.
And just, that's, inspired action, something that you're going to get interested in, something you're like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to just take a walk. I'm going to take, be out in nature. I'll take a yoga class. I'll start slow.
That's cool.
We don't have to run, because what we always hit that brick wall of frustration, right? And we're like, and then we give up on our dreams. And then we say, nothing ever happens to me, and it always it never works out for me. Why? Is because we're doing it wrong. We're setting those goals. We're attached to the outcome. And what if it can look something different or better?
Which is the external aspect of it, because there's a expectation associated with that then, as opposed to the internal.
We want to start feeling good. You know what I mean? We want it to come within. And I know part of one of our programs is it's not about what you're doing, it's about who you're being. Right? So it's the same thing with intentions.
Say that again.
So it's not about what you're doing, it's who you're being. So
that's a big one.
Yeah. So we were like, just lean into that for a minute. You know what I mean? And it's not about what you're, the steps to get there. It's who you're being while you're getting there. And as you're moving forward and the feelings are getting bigger and bigger and stronger, and you're feeling more bliss and more joy and more inspiration and more excitement,
Yeah.
the universe is just going to keep giving you more of that.
That's huge. I wrote that one down. That's going to be
Well,
that should be a bumper sticker.
Podcast over again if you want to.
Shut up.
You can catch the replay.
Yeah, right. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
And then, and then and what you could do with that is, like I said, do some journal prompts. If you really get stuck on getting clear on your intentions, what is one thing I can do, or one small thing I can do today to get me started? Where can I get back into my own integrity? Where am I bullshitting myself? We know where can I get more into alignment? Where can I, get more into integrity of what I really want to be feeling? Because we're so used to blaming, shaming, and criticizing everybody else but ourselves. So when we go deep down, we can start saying, well, where am I out of alignment? Where am I out of integrity?
Well, I'm really screwed up because I was going to say I do that to myself all the time.
Yeah. So
shame myself.
Do that. And then what I love about, like I said, with intentions, you can do them every setting your intention every day, how you want your day to go. Or a lot of people do full moon rituals. So the first of the month, or the first of the month, you can, set your intentions for the month, and then just practice on one small thing.
Sure. So it seems to me what's really and I've been jotting things down. I'm like on page 4 of note taking here. So it sounds to me like if I could like summarize some of the things that you've said so far, is be clear about what it is that you want. Keep it simple. I think is probably, and I'm just speaking for myself, because if I get too convoluted, it's like if somebody starts a meditation or a prayer or something like that, I can't tell you how many times I've started praying and I've fallen asleep because I'm just like, and then instead of keeping it just really simple, concise, and memorable, and align actions with those intentions, right? Align your actions to go with those intentions. And so this is just like kind of for me, it's like almost like an affirmation. You state your intentions often or frequently throughout the day, especially if you start to slip. Oh, look, I got the thumbs up going, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, he's cool. Yeah.
You want to start repeating them.
Not to a mantra state, but just as a reminder that
reminders, because that's developing trust, that you trust in the universe and trust that it will come, that you're letting go of the expectation of how it's going to show up, that you really want to focus on the feeling of feeling good in your body, the feeling of being on stage speaking and doing the things that you love to do, the feeling of traveling the world and going on trips that you've always wanted to do. Feel into who you're being, right? And always kind of like yourself and be like, oh shit, I'm being Irene, she's a pain in the ass, she's back in the negative, but then catch yourself, catch and correct, and say, no, I'm not being
catch and correct
what I want, right? Catch and correct is always.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, and and because intentions is who you want to be in this present moment, right?
Right. How you want to show up right now.
You want to be that in the present moment. And then the last thing you really want to do is just release that intention with love. And it's the hardest part. Not falling into doing, and allow and trust yourself for it to flow.
Trust
is huge.
Yeah.
Throwing it out there. Like I said, it's not a wish that you're just going to wish it and then you're going to go on your merry way and, think it's going to show up. You want to feel into who you are while you have it. And you can have it right here in this present moment. Those are the feelings, right? And as you feel it and that becomes consistent, and you repeat the mantras and you feel the feelings, that's what the universe is going to give back to you.
Yeah.
It's not about attaining the goal, the external, thing.
On page 5 of notes.
We'll have a
Yeah.
one combo.
No, this is, I am going to have to listen to this again just because I'm a terrible note taker and I realize that.
And you don't take notes, because what we could do is, I should have had you set an intention, and I could
no. This is perfect. This is talk about the intention. My intention for this was for me to gain an understanding, because so I've been on this path not nearly as long as you, and I'm not as advanced or evolved as you, and I'm not putting myself down, by the way. I'm just stating a fact that I need this.
Mm-hmm.
And if I need this, and I've been doing it for a little while, I think that maybe it's beneficial for somebody else to go through this. And hey guys, if this is rudimentary to you, I get it. Hang on to the end when we talk about some music. That'll be different. But regardless, it may be a situation where you pick something up that you go, oh gosh, yeah, that's right, I forgot about that. Irene brought up a good point. So I'm really happy we're doing this, and I am taking notes. But what I start to do is I'm listening, and then I start writing without looking. So so I have to right. At some point in time go back to it.
One tip or a piece of advice along my
just a tip
is, like I said, I was diving deep into so many different modalities, and they all interest me. Oracle cards, intuition, mediumship,
which is cool.
Reiki, integrated energy. I couldn't get enough. Right? Transformational coaching, mindset coaching. I'm like, I wanted to know it all, and now I take what resonates and leave the rest, because there's so much out there.
You're right. Yeah.
You can be mind blown. You'd be like, well, this one says this and this one says this. But you have to just stand in your own unique wholeness, stand with a wide open heart, trusting the universe, knowing that your energy that you're putting out there is what you're getting back. So if you want to change and make a shift, change your mindset, change the energy, change that, so that you have those better feeling thoughts, and that you have those better feelings, that are innate and that are inside you. And that all happens by catching and correcting.
So you brought something up that to me is interesting, because you hit on something, that there are so many different modalities, practices, what have you, that it can be, I don't want to say overwhelming, but yeah, overwhelming, maybe, certainly confusing, and it may seem to be contradictory at times, because they're coming from different angles or different perspectives. However, I think there's the same end game in mind. But that happened to me, where I was doing that. It was like drinking from a fire hose, where I got to have this, 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 I got to have this. And it was like so much to the point where I stopped.
Yeah.
It was almost like a sensory overload, a spiritual sensory overload, where I stopped, and I stopped everything. No more meditation, no more anything like that, because I didn't know which way to turn.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's one of those things where when somebody has a little bit of knowledge, then they go gangbusters. And I guess I was kind of like that. I was like all in, and then all in, and then all in, and then all in, to the point where I was just like, I didn't know which way was up at a certain point in time. So it was almost like a reset for me, where, like you said, you kind of pick and choose what resonates, the nuggets.
Right. Because really, It all stems from sitting in stillness, looking under the hood, going within,
Yeah.
right? Just seeing what your
Yeah.
body's saying to you. Feel what your body's saying. Listen, be the observer of your thoughts. See what it's telling you. Know that you can catch and
Yeah.
correct it, right? Then if you want to delve into a little bit of energy work, right? And we're going to talk about grounding and earthing, right? It just
Yes. Yes.
so
Yes. 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 Yes.
we want to just, you know, it's the, I
Good
don't know,
segue, by the way.
spirituality for dummies, right? Because it's all unique to you. And you don't have to do it as a religious practice. You just want to start creating habits, better habits of the mindfulness of the way you think, the way you show up in the world, what your body is telling you,
Yeah.
eating cleaner, drinking more fluids, you know what I mean? Just notice what you put in your body. You don't have to want to diet and lose 10 pounds. You want to just feed yourself, you know, good nourishing food because it tastes good.
Right.
You like it, right? You want to move
Right.
your body. You want to walk out in nature. You want to dance. You want to, do those kind of things. Find things that help you ground yourself. Keep you grounded.
Well, let's talk about that. So, grounding and earthing, and just so you guys know, Irene and I were talking about this obviously beforehand, the show, the difference between grounding and earthing, because earthing seems to be a real big, I don't know, craze right now, if you want to call it that, where somebody says, well, I'm going earthing, and then you see them rolling around in dirt and stuff like that. And hey, that may be it for them. I don't know enough about it to say yes, no,
Yeah.
or
So
what have you. So let's talk about that.
being human, what I love about all this stuff is like it becomes a fad, right? And it takes away the real meaning, like this guy's like, I'm going earthing. He's setting the intention of going earthing, but he's going to roll around in the dirt.
Do
It
I have
kind
to have
of,
Birkenstocks to
yeah,
go
it
earthing?
reinforces the woo woo and the craziness. And then regular
Yeah.
people are like, those people are nuts. And what are they smoking? Because I'm not, going to partake in that kind of stuff. But where you're
What, the earthing or the smoking type of stuff?
things, whatever, whatever, float your boat, Jim. I don't know. Could be both. So maybe you should smoke
Just
and then go
smoking
all
is
around
smoking a bong and rolling around in mud.
so there's stereotypes of people, so what
Right.
the average listener, right? The person that is, is getting curious but open. Is just remember what the different. Well, there is a difference between earthing and grounding, but we're bioelectric beings living on a planet, right? We're so up here in our heads. We're on the hamster wheel of life. We forget that we are electric beings living on planet Earth, right? Just imagine,
Yeah.
stop for a second, right?
Yeah.
We're all living our crazy ass lives, walking around on this giant planet. Like, when do we ever stop and think about that?
And how do we not fall off, or how do we not get spun off of this shit? It's going pretty fast.
And I'm like, why inside the earth, living in the bubble, rather than we're all on top of it? Like, what? Yeah, why don't you just flick us off and we're out into the universe?
Like a fly.
It used to blow my mind as a kid. I never really
As a
understood.
kid? Shit, what are you talking about?
Oh, even still, right? So
Right
just
now.
imagine what we just said, right? We are these little tiny specks of people in this standing, living our lives on this giant earth. Right? Just take that in for a second. And all the bullshit that goes on in our heads and all our drama and trauma and all the stuff that goes on. And we're so insignificant in this planet.
Okay, I'm sweating thinking about that. Way to go.
Doesn't that give you enough courage to just let it all go and be like, why am I holding on to this?
No.
Right?
No.
You can be flicked off into the universe at any second. Right? You're
Holding onto my desk extra tight right now.
right. So, and just know that your body operates also electrically, right? Our hearts, our immune system, our muscles, our nervous systems, they all respond and they transmute frequencies, right? So we're spinning around on this energetic, on planet Earth. Our bodies are electrical, right? There are
Right.
conducting systems. So, and everything that is living on this planet it grounds to the electric currents of the Earth. Every plant, every animal, every creature, right? Everything is
Yeah.
that's living on this planet is connected to and grounded to the Earth. So think about that for a second. Right? Plants are growing, grass is growing, trees are growing. We're not doing diddly for that to happen. Right? It's
Right.
all sitting on top of the Earth. So why wouldn't we want to ground and stay connected to the Earth?
And be a part of that.
Right, and be a part of that. That's what I'm saying. When people say go out in nature, like, I don't have time, I gotta go. Right? We're human.
No.
We're to just go out in nature. Look, not tree huggers, like all the stereotypes of that spiritual people, that they're tree huggers and they're laying in the dirt and they're all spiritual. It doesn't have to be that way. It's just having the curiosity and the knowledge to say, you know what? For years, people used to walk barefoot on the earth, right? And then the worst invention ever made was sneakers. And why?
What?
Because cobblers used to have leather shoes, right? We used to have men used to wear dress shoes that were like leather from hides, and women would have sandals that they were and so you could still get the conduction from the energy from the earth through those materials. And then the inventions of sneakers happened, and synthetic rubber, and that actually penetrates, stops that energy from flowing through our feet. You see what I'm saying?
I do, and that makes complete sense. That's why electricians
our
wear those shoes and the gloves with rubber and everything on it to stop the
right. So I'm not an electrician,
current.
and when I was studying a little bit about it, I was, they were telling the electrical conduction.
You were an electrician. Stop.
I'm not an electrician. I'm one of many things, but not an electrician.
I thought you just said, when I was studying to be an electrician.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, yes, it did. Yeah, let's rewind that. I think I got you.
I am not an electrician, but right, grounding is the act of reconnecting with the Earth's natural electrical currents. That's what grounding is. So, when you're grounding, what do you call electric into a house? It has to be grounded into something, right?
Into the ground, yeah.
I'm not that knowledgeable on that. So.
Well, yeah, nor am I, but I know that there's a big stake coming off of the electric line that has a stake that's going into the ground, so it must be there for a reason. It says "Do not touch" on it, a little flag. So, I'm like, yeah, boys don't pee on that.
Right.
That's what I said.
You're gonna get the shock of your life. So really what that is getting back to grounding is just putting your feet on the earth, right? Your bare feet, just think like, in cities, in Manhattan, whatever, nobody's grounding. Everybody's in sneakers. Everybody's, walking around and nobody's connecting to that energetic electricity that the earth is giving our bodies. And I'll go into what it does, the benefits of that is. But
so the beach is why, maybe that's why everybody gravitates toward the beach.
The ocean, right? So
yeah.
Right, when you stick your feet in the sand and then you have the therapeutic motion of the waves, everybody's peaceful at the beach, right? You come home, you have vitamin D, the sun has been on your skin, you have the salt, salt air on, it's like exfoliant.
But it's also an electrical current, though. Right. Salt and electricity and water, and then that movement. It's all wow.
And look at
holy shit! My mind just got blown with that.
After like an hour or two on the beach, you come home, you're relaxed, you're chill, right? You're not stressed, right? And everybody's just, you had a great relaxing day. Why?
That's so awesome.
Because your body was soaking in the electrical currents from the earth and all the gifts that Mother Earth has to give to us. So when we ground, surround, and protect, there's a another reason to do that is to keep your feet on the ground, to stay grounded, meaning out of
Right.
your head and be where your feet are and just anchor into the earth. And that's what we talk about grounding. Now you can take it to the extreme and do the
The
earthing,
earthing.
go on
Is
hikes
that
and things, because now they have earthing blankets, earthing mats. So people that and this is really great.
well, I
They
know
have
the grounding mats. It's
grounding
like
mats,
Amazon's got those,
and
and
now they
I
have
was just like,
grounding sheets. For people
yes.
that really can't get out there. And there's
Is that
and I
if you live
have
in a high rise or something, you
this.
need that?
This I have. It's a shungite. This deflects the EMFs off the computer, right? So I usually keep one by all my kids' computers so that
Shut the front
it
door.
absorbs some of the EMFs.
Okay, say what that is again.
This is shungite.
A shungite.
Shungite crystal. It's just a cube. They come in all different. You can have a sphere or anything like that. And if you're
I need one of those.
Yeah.
Where's my phone?
If you're
I
at the
gotta
computer, you can always do that. And I actually got them for my kids to put on their cell phones.
I'm
They're
ordering it
little
right now.
speakers. We'll talk about it another time. And my daughter wouldn't put it on because she thought it was a bug. She's like, "You're bugging me to listen to my conversations." I said, "No." Because
She's probably right.
right. She didn't trust me. I was like, I just put it on. But anyway,
Shungite.
So grounding is just reconnecting to the Earth's natural electric currents. And the benefits we get is it provides us with antioxidants. So just like you said, being at the beach, and you get a better sleep. It decreases inflammation, pain. It improves your blood flow. It can decrease stress. It can calm your nervous system. Like it has a
They have
million
shungite for water.
Huh?
They have shungite. I wasn't kidding. I had to get my phone, so I'm going to order that shit because I'm at my computer all day long.
I'll send you one. So we talked about grounding for people, right? When you're out in nature and you just go out there. Now there's some tips I can give you. You want to be in grass, right? Barefoot.
Okay.
Or with socks, if you really don't want to, some people.
Barefoot's probably better though, right?
Grass, dirt, cement, or stone.
Okay.
Right? You don't want to stand ground on asphalt or anything synthetic like a playground or like, those rubber mats or anything like
okay.
that. Right? So, but cement or stone, you can earth on. You can ground yourself on, and if you want to be in the grass and in dirt, like, so if you go hiking, take your shoes off and walk down. If you're in a park, take your shoes off and walk around. Now, also, which sucks, sorry, is you have to be careful that they didn't spray a million pesticides all over the.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're in a heavily, beautiful green park, just kind of be mindful. Like, you're doing a good thing by grounding and earthing, but if it's sprayed with a gazillion pesticides, then it's like
they send out alerts to us with that, where they'll say, "Hey, just so you know, we're spraying today," and I'm like, going, okay, so that's got to be really bad if they're sending out a warning,
right?
Like, countywide, we're spraying the parks.
When you're on the baseball field and the team is done or whatever, and have your kids take off their cleats, take off their socks, put them in their gym bag, stand in the dirt for a few, walk around in the dirt, have them run base.
I can't get those little bastards to keep them on when they need them to.
Because that's a great way to get them grounded, to get them back to the center. Right?
Just kidding, guys.
And when it's kind of, I guess, fun for the kids to be able to do that. They'll think you're crazy. It'll be fun. And they don't realize the benefits that they're going to be balanced after that game. They're going to feel
that's a great idea.
They're going to feel less stressed out, right? Walk around the bases and just have your feet in the dirt.
That's good.
So that's what grounding really, really is. It's really just to connect you back to this great, beautiful earth that we're, all living on, pulling it back to center, letting go of all the bullshit and just being in the present moment, just grounding yourself into the present moment. That what a miracle that it is that we are all living this lifetime on this great, gorgeous planet. And, and how can you not be in gratitude of that?
Especially with all the modern things that we have. And, and here's the thing. With the modern luxuries, whatever you want to call it, that we have right now, there's so many positives, and there are certainly negatives with that. Don't get me wrong, but like modern medicine, what have you. But it is fantastic. People would have died from the common cold.
Right, 100%.
How many years ago?
We've come so far as a civilization, and
we've evolved.
Yeah, we have, and it is a blessing, but we have to
and a curse.
Yeah, we have to simplify things. Just look at what COVID did.
Oh yeah,
all of us, right? We realize
that's a blessing and a curse too, I suppose, to a lot of people.
Run around and do things. We didn't have to keep that schedule. We all sat outside, right? Because we had nowhere to go, right?
Because we were tired of being inside.
Yeah, so happy to sit on the stoop and just be outside and feel the sun on our face and watch the weather and watch nature. Right, watching the birds,
love that,
squirrels, or whatever, and that's grounding. Connecting, just being in the present moment, going within, sitting in the silence, and not always
so awesome.
Doing was who we're being, not what we're doing.
I love that. That's good stuff. Do you have anything else you want to add? Because if you don't, I was going to go on to our musical phase.
Yeah, no, you know me, I can go on forever, but nope, I'm ready to go. I hope you all.
You are the Energizer Bunny of stuff like this, which, I got to say, I absolutely love and adore about you, because you are a wealth of knowledge. And that's why, all kidding aside, I feel compelled every time we're on a conversation or a phone call with one another that I need a pen and paper. I don't know how many times have I said, hold on a second, I gotta grab and I have to write it down because I'll forget it. My mind is like a sprung freaking mousetrap. It is in and out. In and out. It is a sieve. I guess that could be a good thing too, because I've got a memory like a goldfish. Good things happen, great. Bad things happen, great. They're gone. So anyway. Okay, so as anyone can tell you that's listened to the podcast before, this is a section when we talk about music. And we're not going to have necessarily musical questions. There are probably going to be a couple. But this is pillar 4 of our show. And as I mentioned regularly, music is the tie that binds. And I do believe that everyone has a soundtrack to accompany their life if they just take a moment to think about it. But today, since we've talked about grounding and intention, I wanted to talk about songs that maybe talk about grounding, or something similar to that. Are you ready? Because I've got a few, and some of them are stretch.
All right.
I'll let you go first. I'll let you go with 2, and then I'll go with 2.
Okay. The only one I can think of, and I always laugh, is it's by Luke Bryan. It might go back to my country songs. Is "Buy Dirt."
That was on my list too. That's good. That's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. Buy dirt.
Yeah. Right. Find the one you can't live without. Right. It's just
That's a good one.
It's just. Yeah, it's just all about family and, getting it all together, and just it's the best thing to do is buy dirt. Find a place where you can anchor in, call it your home, grow your roots. And what's the matter?
No, nothing's the matter. It just, when you were talking about grounding, so that was what I was thinking is when you say ground, I think anchor.
Mm-hmm.
So and I totally spaced that out. But that was reminding me, as soon as you said anchor, I was just like, oh shit, that's exactly what I was, because grounding, some people say, well, you think of an energetic root coming from the perineum and the bottom of your feet. And what that reminds me of is just anchoring.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And
No,
what
I'm sorry.
and just not to, I know we're doing the songs is, yeah, it's an anchor. Be where I always say, be where your
Be
feet
where your
are.
feet
That's
are.
the
I
anchor. Like
love that, by
head
the
is
way.
on your feet. And when
That's the
we're
best
always
fucking
living
thing.
up here in our head, and this is
Yeah.
useless. These facts
Yeah.
are just opinions.
Amen.
I mean, they're just opinions, not fact.
I
So
love that one too.
leave it alone and be where your feet are and be in the present moment. And that's grounding.
Love it. Love it.
And then the other one is, I don't know, I got
Come on.
well, I had two. I'm Still Standing by Elton John.
I'm still standing. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, with his little straw hat on and Ernie stuff. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that is a good one. I'm a big Elton John fan. That's, I guess. You know what? I'm a fan that anybody's got some stick-to-itiveness. Talk about a dude that's been around for a long time. I saw his, or I shouldn't say we saw his farewell tour again and again and again, like his third farewell tour.
Right,
That was
right.
actually ended up being his last one, by the way. And it was fantastic because you don't realize how many songs that you actually know of his that you go, oh shit, that was cool. Oh yeah, shit, I know that one. But I've got a bunch for grounding, and some are a stretch, by the way. So Higher Ground, that was Stevie Wonder, but Red Hot Chili Peppers, you may know that one. Higher Ground's a great one. It's People Keep On Turning.
Yeah.
It's Higher Ground is the name of that song. Stand My Ground by Zach Williams. Here's one that's a stretch because I'm thinking Ground Road. Old Town Road, Lil Nas and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Okay.
I told you a stretch, right?
Yeah, I haven't heard that one in a long time. Yeah.
I know. Have you? Speaking of country music, have you ever heard a Brooks and Dunn song called "Red Dirt Road"?
You'd have to sing it for me.
Down on that red dirt road where I grew up, drove a big truck. Don't give a fuck down the red dirt road. So, no, I don't know. Dirt on My Boots. I think that's a John Party song.
Yeah. Got those dirt on my boots.
Yep. That's right. It's see, the thing that I noticed is there's a lot of dirt songs in country music, Dirt Road Anthem.
Maybe that's why they're so calm. Like everyone's just so chill, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Right? They're
maybe.
Dirty, right? They stick their hands in the earth. They got their dirty old boots on. Like that's something to be said from living in Manhattan and these inner cities and concrete jungles. Where's the nature? Where we're so disconnected.
So that's you know what? That's interesting that you say that because that's so. From where I grew up in Plainfield, Illinois, which was a farming community back in the day, and corn, soybean, different things like that. And I don't know if I ever told the story where like my dad was a hunter. I was never a guy that liked hunting, and I think that was largely due to the fact that my dad made me be the hunting dog. So I'd have to go up and scare the pheasants.
Yeah.
Just go over there and like, are you sure, Dad? It's over my head, and they jump up, and you'd almost have to step on a pheasant for it to get up. They're that dumb. So another one I had buy dirt, and that was going through my head when I buy dirt. Now this is where we start to get just add water. Mud on the Tires.
Yeah.
Brad Paisley. Or you could always do Puddle of Mud. Anything by Puddle of Mud it would qualify as that because you just add water. It's what do they call that when You have to reconstitute it. You just add water. Dirt Road Anthem. That's Jason Aldean.
Yes.
Yeah. Son of the Dirty South. You know who that is? That's Jelly Roll.
You know what? I was thinking
It's Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll, and I don't know if it's Jelly Roll and Jason Aldean. Jelly Roll and somebody. Son of the Dirty South. Maybe, I'm sure people out in the audience will know that. So that was that. That was what I had as far as the grounding or dirt.
Yeah.
Now, as far as intentions, that's where it got a little bit harder. And I even thought, just so you know, with the grounding, I was thinking electricity, grounding, Electric Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about something like that. Again, just stupid, but that's just how my brain works. I'm stupid.
Right. Justin
like
Bieber has I think a song
Intentions. Yeah, he's got a song called Intentions, which is actually kind of cool. That's cool that he's got a song like that.
And I think, I don't know. I like that Miley Cyrus. It's The Climb.
But, that's a good one. Yeah.
Song. It doesn't really have to do anything with grounding or setting.
No,
that it's The Climb.
Yeah, but I think that it could definitely fall into that intention category.
Yeah. It's not about how fast I get there, right? I always want to that mountain move, right? It's always an uphill battle. Sometimes you have to lose, right? Ain't about how fast I get. It's what's waiting on the other side. It's a climb. It's it
just gave me the chills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's you talk about adversity and different things like that. I mean, it's and it's not talking about the destination. It's talking about the journey to get there.
Yeah, it's all about the journey because really, I hate to break it to everybody, because when you get to the end of the journey, you're leaving this world, right?
Correct. So don't be in a hurry.
Yeah. So enjoy the journey, right? Where are we rushing to? Because the end, it's never over until it's our last day on earth. So enjoy it, because time goes by so fast, and we're never in the present moment. We're always looking to what's ahead of us. We're never right here, right now.
Damn straight. And that's that whole hamster wheel of life that you talk about. And I should have, you know what? So Jennifer Grace has that Raven and Grace, their publishing company. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to have a book of Ireneisms. And I think it's going to be very successful. So I'm going to have to start really writing these things down. You think I'm kidding? I mean, how many times? You've said some shit, and sorry, you said some things, and I'm like, okay, say that again.
Yeah.
Because it just is whap, hits you right between the eyes, and it is.
Because that's how I remember things. Not that I remember things, but like that, it lands for me like that. Just be with your feet are. It's so easy when you're in your day and you're just like, things are happening. You just remind yourself, you catch and correct, be where your feet are. Who cares?
Yeah, again, that catch and correct.
Yeah. Why am I making such a big deal about this? Like,
jeez.
Be in the moment.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's funny. If I'd like to see my Ireneisms.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Okay. So kind of kidding, kind of not. I mean, I don't know if you've ever thought of just jotting some of that stuff down, because there's some real pearls of wisdom in that. And you may, fuck that. That's stupid. No, it's not. I mean, it really isn't. It's kind of cool. And I appreciate it. So I'm sure others do, but.
Well, you know what, I think we've said this before. If anyone out there listening is getting the takeaway and it's just resonating with you and it's landing, and know that we're just souls living human experience, and be in the present moment, start getting curious about what this earth can, do for us and how our bodies can heal itself. Like we're just so conditioned by the human experience that we have totally lost sight of what this earth can provide, what our own internal, pharmacies can do for us.
And produce,
Start
yeah.
educating yourself about it because it's mind blowing when you think about
Yep.
it. You're like, holy cow! And so many people are on all these meds and antidepressants, anti-anxieties, and that's the first
Yeah.
line of defense now. And I'm like, holy shit! Like, what is happening? We can self-regulate. We can do the work. We can shift our mindset. We can choose. But it's just easier to swallow a pill, I guess, and numb yourself out.
What's that Nickelback Nickelback song Rockstar? It's like we all got a drug dealer on speed dial. They're taking like drugs like a Pez dispenser or something like that. But I know they're talking about like illicit drugs, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Because you hit on something there, which could be actually another
Another
show. So let's not steal that thunder, shall we? I'm gonna Pez dispenser. Help me remember what we're talking about there. But
your audience and your listeners are amazing, and I think that what, tuning in little by little, you'll start to sink in. Things will start to resonate. You'll start to say, you know what, you don't have to be super serious. We don't have to take ourselves so serious and sit on a yoga mat and own for 2 hours. We're human, but just start opening up the curiosity and seeing what resonates with you, and call us.
Hell yes. Well, it's just about time to cue the music for today's episode, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Drop the Needle podcast to stay up to date on our latest episodes. I'd also like to take a moment to thank everyone for tuning in today, so thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Drop the Needle podcast. I'd also like to thank, again, our special guest, Ms. Irene Doreste, the irresistible, the incomparable, the wonderful Irene, for being on our show again today. So the last thing that I have to say, now, look, before we get there, Irene, do you have anything that you want to talk about? Is there anything going on?
What do you mean?
Do you have anything coming up as far as like classes or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. I am running my Clarity Catalyst program probably in October.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's online Zoom 8-week program called Clarity Catalyst. We also have the Action Catalyst coming up. That's about setting intentions and getting shit done. Yeah, make shift happen, right?
Love it.
That's an amazing class that's coming up also in October. It's getting into action, getting clear on what we want and setting intentions and some goals and seeing what gets in the way. Amazing class, and Clarity Catalyst should be starting second week in October.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So
can they sign up for that on www.soulsurgerylifecoaching.com?
Yes, I have not. I have to, it's been summer, so I have to open it up. But if you go in and just say, I want to sign up for the October class, Action Catalyst, Clarity Catalyst, and then, or just email me and we'll work out the dates. Yeah, so it's perfect. Visit the website, see what's there. I'll open it up. You have to change it out on Wix. So I'm working on that kind of stuff. But yeah, so those courses are coming up in October. And
exciting.
Look forward to hearing from you all. It's
wonderful.
Yeah.
Those I'm going to tell you right now that Action Catalyst, especially when we're talking about intention today, perfect timing for that, to mention that.
Yeah,
love it.
Because I start in October. September, everyone's back to school, getting out of summer, and we start in October. We end right before Thanksgiving.
The holidays, yeah.
We're ready for the holidays. We're in action. We've cleared our space. We're setting goals.
Love it.
Towards the end of the year, and it's really great. A lot of fun, and I go along with you. So every time I teach the class, I set my new goals and intentions for the 8 weeks. So it's kind of fun.
Love it.
Jim, we'll have have Jim in on this class.
Yay! So again, you can find out all about those classes and those workshops at www.soulsurgerylifecoaching.com. So I'd also like to invite everyone over to the show notes section where there's going to be a link for today's playlist. And as far as that's concerned, this was actually pretty cool. So I hope you guys really dig that. Dig it. A quick reminder that all of the episodes are back to an every other week rotation. So I apologize for those. Again, I got somebody emailing me what happened, and I did mention it in the last episode that it's every other week. So it's every other week, okay? Unless we have another special series, but for now, it's every other week. All right, my Drop the Needle posse, like Billy Joel says, from the highs to the lows to the end of the show, this is the end of our show. And until next time, this is Jim Allstott wishing you infinite health and happiness and the perfect playlist for your life. Thank you again for being the best part of us. Catch you next time.